Hey folks, it is week 6 of the Sampler Spree Slow Along hosted by me, Nicole Gilbert of Nicole Gilbert Quilts, and we are based on the amazing book by Susan Aki entitled Sampler Spree. So in this video, we are doing block 18 in the book, which is called Chrisholm Trail, and this block utilizes flying geese units and half square triangle units. As you can see, I've already got these units made here. If you would like a refresher on how to make half square triangles and flying geese, head on over to the Friendship Star video, which I have linked below for the half square triangles, and to the Susan's Chain video, I believe. Yes, the Susan's Chain video for the flying geese, which is also linked below. And in those videos, I go really in depth with tips, tricks, showing you how to trim. So if that's kind of information that you need, I would definitely suggest checking those out. So we're now at like base 0. We've got all of our components made, and now we have to make our actual block. And so the way that I like to do it is to actually like lay out the block in the manner that it'll be constructed. It makes it easier to see what will get sewn together at what stages. So I'm going to start in the middle and work my way out. I'm going to take my piece C's and 2 half square triangles. And this is a block where you really want to pay attention to how the pieces are getting laid out, because that's what's going to really dictate the final feel of the block, and it's really easy to get things all mixed up. Okay, now let's put the flying geese in. And our flying geese are basically creating a sawtooth star, which is one of, if not my favorite block. And then we'll do our final half square triangles. And again, just be very conscious of how this is all going together. Okay, so it is really super important to me to get as much sewing as humanly possible done. Each time I head to the sewing machine, it's a lot more efficient that way versus like sewing a little bit, pressing, going back and forth, back and forth. There's always going to be travel between your sewing machine and your ironing station, but the more we can get done at each station at a time, the more time that is saved. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sew this half square triangle to here. And actually, let me back it up a step. Our block is totally laid out. And there's kind of some stuff that's pretty straightforward, but let's walk through how we're going to construct our final block. We are going to put together our top row, which is the flying geese with a half square triangle on each side. The exact same thing down here. Flying geese with half square triangle on each side. Those are 2 rows that we are going to piece like regular rows, no big deal. Now for this center piece, which will be its own row, we have to first construct the 4 patch. So like kind of ignore that these are half square triangles. It's just a basic 4 patch. We want to construct the 4 patch. So we'll sew this to this and this to this, and then we'll sew this segment to this segment, creating a 4 patch in the middle. And then we're going to sew the flying geese units to either side. Okay? So in this first trip to the sewing machine, I'm going to sew this half square triangle to this flying geese, these 2 pieces together, these 2 pieces together, and this half square triangle to the flying geese. All right? We're doing as much sewing as we can in each trip to the sewing machine. Okay, so we're back from the pressing station, and now it's time to do our next round at the sewing machine. So we're going to complete the top and bottom rows, and we're going to sew together our 4 patch. Okay, so we're back again, and now what we're gonna do is, if I separate these, you can see it a little bit better. We are going to attach the outer flying geese units to this 4 patch that we've created in the center. And I'm actually going to sew both of them on before I press them. So this will get completely sewn, and then it's just time to sew our rows together.
What? I already told you no. Little boys who are sick don't get snacks. No, you can wait till lunch.
All right, so now we're at a point where we are just going to be sewing our top and bottom row to our center. And I'm gonna go ahead and sew both sides before heading to the pressing station. Again, just because it's more efficient that way and it works. But oh my gosh, isn't it already turning out so pretty? Okay, folks, there you have it. This is the Chrisholm Trail block from Sampler Spree by Susan Aki. You can find it on page 25. And if you want to join in on the fun and you haven't started yet, no worries. There is still plenty of time. It's called a slow along for a reason. You can go ahead and hit the link below to grab a book, or you can, there's also another link for joining the sew along itself. All right, folks, I can't wait to see what you make. Go ahead and use the hashtag Sampler Spree slow along so I can see what you're doing. All right, folks, I'll see you in the next video.